I remember my very first sales call. I spent probably weeks coming up with the perfect script, the perfect objection handling to actually just completely dictate and script exactly how the call was going to go and was meant to go. And after all that, weeks of actually coming up with a script, weeks of thinking of any sort of question that they could possibly ask me, weeks of handling price objections and any sort of objection I could possibly think of. I went in that call and it all fell apart. My script didn't stick to it. When price came up, they may as well have told me to F off because there was no chance that I was closing them once I mentioned the price. Straight away, you could see their face drop when I told them how much it was going to be. And to be honest, at that time, I had no clue how to price what I was selling either. I was going off random people on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube that were selling similar things. I had no idea, to be honest. And what I realized the most is that people aren't going on that call to be sold on your product. They already like what you're selling, and that's why they're on the call. They're going on to be sold on you, to see if they like you. So now, when I go on my sales calls, instead of having a full script and selling them and pitching them my product, my main goal is to just get them to like me. That's it. Literally being a human being. That's it. Being a human being. Talking to them, making them laugh, making them forget that they're even on a sales call. That is my goal. Instead of getting them to say yes, I get them to like me, to actually enjoy being on the call. Because if someone doesn't like you from the very first second of that call, you've already lost. It's game over. You're gone. You've no chance. Especially for younger people like myself who are only starting out this. It's so much harder. So my biggest advice would be to just ditch the script. Look, you can have scripts as bullet points or as things that you need to cover on the call, but following a script word for word, they're gonna know straight away. It sounds robotic. They're not gonna buy it. They will know, I promise you. So now, instead of going on that call and just trying to pitch them straight away, I go on the call, I chat to them, I have a conversation with them, and then they're almost having to pull me into, oh well, aren't you gonna pitch me something? Don't you got something to sell to me? They're gonna actually ask me to sell to them because I'm just gonna forget about it. I'm gonna forget about my product. I'm gonna pretend there's someone that I met in the street and I'm having a conversation with them. It's my first day of school and I'm trying to make friends. That person, I want them to be my friend, and that's the goal of a sales call. Not to convince them to buy your product, to convince them to buy you, because ultimately that is who they're gonna have to deal with. And if they don't like dealing with you, they're just not gonna buy it. So look, that's my biggest advice for starting out. A big mistake that I definitely made because it took me a lot longer than it should have to get my first client. And ever since I have adopted this approach, it's just been so much easier. And I promise you, if you do it too, it will change everything.